Hello everyone and welcome to BodyBags. I'll be your reviewer for today. I'm Lonnie from Tats. And originally my plan was I was going to try to review Jean Roland's film Lips of Blood, but unfortunately I pre-ordered the 4K to come in from Indicator, and unfortunately my 4K got back ordered, but I did get this movie, and I'm going to go ahead and review this one today. This is from 1974, and it's co-written and directed by Jess Franco. And this definitely came out, 1974, definitely around the time of The Exorcist. So right around the time when the, kind of like the kind of satanic, witchcraft, occult kind of films were really in vogue, and this one would definitely fit right in there. And the movie stars Pamela Stanford and Lina Romay, and we're talking about Lorna The Exorcist. This is a this sorry, this is an interesting story, and honestly, it's like there are some good ideas in here, and the story is about this man Patrick and his wife Marianne, and Patrick, he's a very wealthy businessman. He's got a lot of money and everything. Him and his wife Marianne, they live in this, they have a really nice, well-to-do life. They have their young daughter Linda, who's played by Lina Romay, who is just turning 18. But not everything is always as it seems. Um, Patrick decides that he wants to take Marianne and Linda to celebrate Linda's 18th birthday. She's turning 18, so he's going to take them to a resort hotel and just enjoy themselves. Go out for food and drinks and dancing and all this kind of stuff. Really celebrate her birthday. But there is a catch though. It turns out that the reason why Patrick has become such a successful businessman and why he's got so much money and everything else. It turns out, well, uh, 19 years back, um, Patrick met this woman named Lorna at a casino. He was down on his luck. He wasn't making any money, all this kind of stuff, and he decided he was going to try. He was going to go to this casino and try his luck there, and see if he could, maybe, get some winnings and everything else, so they could, have some money. Well, he comes across Lorna, who it turns out is actually a witch. So he meets Lorna. They make this pact. They have sex. They make this pact that he will go home, and if he agrees to the pact, he will go home. He will have sex with his wife Marianne. They will conceive a child, and then on her 18th birthday, that she will be that their daughter will become Lorna's child. Well, Patrick, he goes along with it because to put it lightly, he's thinking with the wrong head. So he goes along with it. He goes has sex with his wife Marianne, and then they conceive a child, and they get wealth and power and all this kind of stuff. And so now the day of the 18th birthday is coming up, and now Lorna, who is already appearing to Linda in visions, and it's very graphic, very sexual visions and stuff. I mean, it's Jess Franco, so it's like it's pretty definitely very raunchy. But so she's appearing to her in sexual visions and things like this, and so now Patrick realizes like Lorna is sending him messages and calling him on the phone and telling him that the time is coming and that Linda is now going to be my daughter and I'm going to take her and things like this. And so Patrick now he wants to basically protect his daughter before Lorna can possess her and take her and turn her into her daughter. And so he's trying to he's trying to do things whatever he can think of. Like at one point he even asked the man behind the counter at the at the hotel. He's asking the guy, like, can you get me a gun so I can protect my family and stuff like this, So, in the meanwhile, there's also this little subplot about this patient who it's supposed to be. You could tell it's supposed to be like in a psychiatric care facility, but it looks really more like she's just in somebody's bedroom. And she's being watched over by a doctor who's trying to figure out what's going on. Well, Jess Franco himself plays the doctor, and he's, trying to figure out what's going on with her and trying to get information out of her. And it's weird because, it's like, she's like, Lorna is possessing me and stuff like this. And he's like, I don't understand. We need to figure out what's going on. It's like, dude, she just told you what was going on. It's just like, just something about Jess Franco. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, it's a, the whole scene, it's a small, very, infinitesimal part of the movie. And what it really feels like, it really feels like kind of like in Dracula, kind of almost like, in a way, like Jess Franco's character is like the Dr. Seward character in the, does it say what her name is? No, it doesn't say what the girl's name is. But anyway, it's all like Renfield in Dracula, how like Renfield is possessed by Dracula and stuff, and Dr. Seward is, trying to figure out what's wrong with Renfield, and it's a very same situation here. And so, yeah, that's probably about as most that I'm going to say about, at least as far as the plot goes, because I don't want to give away too much. But yeah, so then it becomes as Linda's 18th birthday approaches and she's being seduced by Lorna. So now her father, Patrick, is trying to, basically, race against time to try to save his daughter before Lorna can, before Linda turns 18 and Lorna can take possession of her soul. And that's pretty much where we're going with this. Honestly, like, there are some elements of this movie that are actually really, really good. And I do like some of Jess Franco's movies. There are some of his stuff. I've seen some of his movies where it's kind of like, what? The man actually had good ideas. It's just a lot of the times it was the execution that did him in. It's like I know that, Jess Franco prided himself as being a filmmaker who could make movies, really fast and really cheap and stuff like this. But the problem is just, like he really had good ideas for good stories and things like that. But because he was always in such a hurry to, try to hurry up and shoot it and get it out there and not really take the time to work on it, work on the writing, work on the dialogue, take the time to work with the actors to build up the scenes and, and execute everything a lot better. And also too, like, sorry, Franco's use of zoom in this movie, and especially like there are so many zoom shots, and it gets so blurry and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest; it's going to get to the point. It is going to be very, very nauseating, and I don't mind. Zooms can be done well. Tarantino has done zoom shots in his movies; they're done well. Kubrick, when he did Barry Lyndon, his work, yeah, even like Full Metal Jacket and stuff like that. I mean, zoom shots can be done very, very well and can be very, very cool and effective. But it's just like, you kind of get the idea why. I mean, especially when, we're trying to examine every square inch of Lina Romay's female anatomy, and not just hers, but Pamela Stanford's as well. But it's just, just really like, technically this movie is like just so flawed. Just there is a scene like where Patrick, I think he's going to get into a cab. It's him and Lorna. They're going to get into a cab, and it's like, you could tell like the way the angle is shot and everything else, like the camera's, but still reflected in the side view of the car. You could see the camera reflected there, and I'm sure in other instances things like that happen, but and just in term, and it was just like I hate to say it, but there are some instances where it seemed like Franco was just kind of more interested in just getting the sex scenes done. It's almost like he forgot that he was trying to make a movie and tell a story, and he's like, "Oh crap! I need to oh wait, I gotta try to finish this whole thing up and everything, and then it's like he just comes up and just just kind of this speedy zip right through it, kind of payoff that doesn't really work, and like I said, I think if he had just I mean, like I said, I know that Franco was a director who prided himself on being able to hell, the guy was, sitting there. He was like one of the few directors who would sit there and like shoot two movies simultaneously. He would be working on one movie. Like that's one thing he was known for would be like, he would get a budget from a producer and they say, okay, I'm going to give you this budget. I want you to make this movie. So what he would do is he would take that budget, cut it in half, and he would make the movie that he was asked to make, the movie that he was assigned to make, and then at the same time he would turn around at the same time he would sit there and make one of his own movies and everything else. And like I said, I know he prided himself on that, and in a way it is impressive. But like I said, just at when you're watching this, like this movie, it's like I said, just watching this movie, it's like it's okay, but it's like it feels like there is so much potential. Like this movie could have been more, you know. And I mean, yeah, kind of like the whole kind of witchcraft thing, and you know, this kind of like suspenseful, like I mean, could have put a little bit more suspense into it and make it more interesting and stuff like that, and kind of really pull you in and make you wonder like, oh my God, how is this going to turn out? What's going to go on? And all this kind of stuff. And it just it just feels like it kind of falls flat. Um, if you like looking at Lina Romay nude, this movie is you're gonna love this. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, she does look at she looked amazingly gorgeous in this movie. And but just yeah. And if you're if you don't mind shots of extreme close-ups of female anatomy, you're gonna love this movie. But overall, just like I said, it just feels underwhelming. It just feels like it could have been more. It's good, but it feels like it could have been more. And yeah, that's about really all I can say about it. I would say, yeah, if you're gonna watch this movie though, if you're gonna get this movie, and that's kind of cool. Now Kino's got their own Kino cult line. This is number one. I guess it's gonna be kind of like the new version of Redemption Pictures or something. I guess that's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? But anyway, if you are gonna watch this movie, I would strongly recommend. Yeah, if you get this movie, you're gonna watch it. Don't watch it when the wife and kids are around. Okay, yeah, you don't want the kids around when you watch this. And chances are, yeah, your wife or your girlfriend, she's probably not going to be too interested in you watching this either. But but still, it's just like I said. It's like it is actually a decent film. It's got a decent story. It's got some good ideas behind it. I just feel like it's just not totally fleshed out as good as it could have been. And like I said, I think if just if Franco could have just taken the time and just kind of work with the actors a little bit and everything else, I think he really could have made something of this and make it even better. I mean, like I said, it's got potential. It could have been better. But anyway, so I think that's more than enough. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the BodyBags channel. We have a different reviewer, one for every day of the week. I am the Saturday reviewer. And just, I'm so happy to be a part of this group. And I'm enjoying being here. And that's it, everybody. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you later.